not bend. Run it up, 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 run it up. You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog, so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just a once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's ripe. I thank God for the payment. That's a solid foundation. When I finally make it, I give God all the praises. G.O.D. who conquered evil forces. I don't trust in chariots or fortresses. Yeah, I walk by faith. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. No, I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 Run it up.
Now we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Goff going to look to throw right away. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Goff. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And excellent gain, 35 yards. First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, the Vikings 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
Well, throw on the quick slant, going to be complete. Touchdown, Vikings! DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. Taking it about the 16. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to go down again. Aiden Hutchinson. 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Goff now looks to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Goff a handoff here to Swift. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Goff. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Here's Swift. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second down and goal. Goff. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. Gone. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. James Mitchell from 3 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Brooks going to bring this one out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah, and the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Here's Gone. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On 1st down, Goff. He'll find Williams on the slant. Touchdown! Jamison Williams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Brooks going to bring this one out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Final play of the half, Cousins. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Brooks going to bring this one out. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play action now. Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
They go play action. Cousins. Catch is made by Metcalf. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kene Nwangu. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
To throw again on second down. Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, Goff.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. 51 yards on the punt there.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Vikings!
Kene Nwangu.
his second touchdown of the night.
And the Vikings have cut the lead back down to 2.
They're going to try and run. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
Third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On 2nd and 9, Goff flushed out right. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. Here's a diving catch right side. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw taken in by Chark. He'll get it inside the 20.
A big play there for Detroit. 43 yards.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
One more time with Swift.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Here's Goff. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu.
And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins
drops this off with Nwangu.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Cousins. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
On the draw, it's Nwangu. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. They'll go right back to Nwangu.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Running for the first time with a fullback, C.J. Ham. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead is up to 5.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Troy Apke.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Cousins. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back.
They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this pass.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick six.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick sixes, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He's got this complete to Williams. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And in for the Lions touchdown. Mo Alley Cox, 53 yards. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Goff looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense. Right?
That's true. You've said that before.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
First play's a run with Nwangu.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
On second down, here's Nwangu.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's Cousins. And he fires one, but incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Williams to return.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out,
They found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense...
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Goff. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Here's Cousins going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Cousins to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense is going to get this ball back. So no turnover at the final gun, and this game is over.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Vikings, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0.
And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Washington Commanders come to town.
Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.